Hello, YouTube. I am on here to share about how people are in love with their possessions. People in love with their house, people in love with their car, people in love with their shoes. When you in love with materialistic things, when you lose it, you're gonna go crazy. Ain't nothing wrong with having a nice house, a nice car, but when you in love with it, people are in love. People are in love with people are in love with their car and their house. They in love. That's what I'm on here to speak to. The people that's in love with their house and their car and they with the things that they own. They in love. They're in love. So that's what I'm on here to speak to. I'm finna share what Jesus Christ says in his word about that. It's a certain parable. It's a parable that Jesus Christ was given to a certain rich man. Okay. Okay. That life does not consist of the abundance of possessions. And so many people are in love with their car. You in love with your house. You in love with your shoes. You're in love with the things of this world. And that's what I'm on here to speak to. The people on this YouTube live stream that's in love with their house, their car, their shoes. You in love with these things. It says in Luke 12, life does not consist of the abundance of possessions. And he told this parable, the ground of a certain rich man who yield his abundance harvest, though though he thought to himself, what shall I do? I have no place to store my crops. Then he said, this is what I'll do. I will tear down my barns and build bigger barns and greater ones. There I will store all my surplus, and I will say to myself, you have plenty of grain laid up for many years. Take life easy, eat, drink, and be merry. But then God said to him, you fool, very, this very night your life will be demanded, for then you will get what you have prepared for yourself. This is how it will be with whosoever stores up grain for themselves, but is not rich towards God. Life does not consist of the things that you own. Being successful is not having a bunch of cars, clothes, and jewelry. Life does not consist of the things that we own. People are in love with their house, with their car, with their shoes. It's temporary. It's temporary. It's a guy in the Bible named Solomon who had everything. He had everything that the world said to be successful, but it was temporary. So that's what I'm on here sharing, that life does not consist in the abundance of the possession that we own. And I'm going to Ecclesiastics. It's all temporary. And people are so in love with their car, their house, their shoes. It's empty. They in love with they in love with temporary stuff. You in love with stuff that's gonna burn up. Okay? It's all temporary. So I'm going to Ecclesiastics, the pleasures. Ecclesiastics 2. That's where I'm on my way to. Ecclesiastics 2. Yeah, Ecclesiastics. Yep. I'm praying for the people who are in love with their possessions. You in love with your house. You in love with your car. You in love with the things that you in love with the things that you own. And the things that you own will never it ain't gonna never help you. If you in love with your house, you in love with your automobile, You're in love with the things of this world. So I'm going to Ecclesiastics 2. That's what I'm looking for right now. Pleasures are meaningless. It's meaningless. Yep, it's all meaning. It's vanity. Ecclesiastics 2. Yep, I'm headed towards Ecclesiastics 2. Thank y'all for tuning in while I'm looking for Ecclesiastics. Yep, Ecclesiastics 2. Yep, that's what I'm looking for right now. Yep. I know Jesus Christ gonna help me to find this Ecclesiastics. Yep, look like I didn't found it. Yep, look like I didn't found Ecclesiastics. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm looking for it too. Ecclesiastics. There we go. I found it. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus Christ, for helping me. Okay. I'm in Ecclesiastics 2. It says pleasures are meaningless. And Jesus was speaking to Solomon. This is Solomon. And it says in Ecclesiastics 2, pleasures are meaningless. I said to myself, come, I will test you with pleasures to find out what is good. But that also proved to be meaningless. Laughter, I said, is meaningless. What does pleasure accomplish? I tried to cheer myself up with wine, embrace folly. My mind still guided me with wisdom to see what was good for the days on earth. And it says in Ecclesiastes 2:10, I deny myself nothing. Deny myself nothing my eyes desired. I refused my heart no pleasures. My heart took delight in all my labor. This was the reward for all my toil. Yet when I survey all that my hands have done and what I achieve and toil to achieve, everything is meaningless, chasing after the wind. Nothing was gained under the sun. It's meaningless having a big $1 million mansion. It's meaningless having a big old house, being in love with your stuff, people in love with their possessions. It's meaningless. This stuff is temporary. It's meaningless. Being a celebrity, being famous, it's meaningless. It's all empty. It's temporary. It's meaningless. Bye bye.